Good morning. Good morning. As you get here, make sure you say hello and let me know that you're here as I'm getting everything live. All right, back over here. Beautiful. All right. I think I'm live, but let me pull this up on my phone real quick to make sure. I was watching something on YouTube, so I got to get out of there. Here we go. Perfect. Here we go. All right. We are all set up, I believe. And like I said, I hope you are having a wonderful morning or a wonderful day, no matter, because there are people from all walks of life all over the world in this group. And so I want to be inclusive, right? It's not morning for everybody. It is for me, right? And it could be for you. And so real quick, I'm going to go ahead and pop right to it. So I'm going to share today's affirmation. And just a real quick reminder, hold on. I can't do two things at the same time. So let me put this up here or I'll lose track of what I'm doing. Tonight is the journaling party. So there's an invite, an event in the group, and I did send out invitations. And I'm not sure, a lot of times people don't see these or they don't have time to respond. But if it sounds like something you would like to do, because the last one was really fun, we enjoyed it. So it's tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you can come, please come. The more the merrier. And so we'll just do some journaling, and I'll have some journal prompts. We'll do some music. It's fun. It really is. So if you love your journaling and you just want to take it to the next level, go ahead and go into the events and sign up for it, or at least get the information so that you can put it in your calendar and show up tonight, because I would love to have you there. All right, so today's affirmation is, today I let clarity rise like the morning sun, effortless, warm, and undeniable. Now, doesn't that feel good, right? So I made a few little notes because I love this one. And I know I say that a lot, but I do. It's like having little babies and you love on every single one of them, right? Good morning, Lynn. Good morning. Good to see you. So the thing is that we want to make sure that we are letting clarity into our life, right? And just like sunrise isn't a to-do list, it's a permission slip to wake up and enjoy life, right? And, one of the things that I say all the time is that if you're looking for something to be grateful for, be grateful that you opened your eyes this morning and you actually were alive and able to get up and do anything. Now, some people, maybe they don't have sight, but they still can open their eyes. It's the fact that you took that breath this morning is such a tremendous thing to be grateful for, because not everybody did, right? And so I feel like if we woke up today, we've got a whole new day, a new permission slip to shine and be who we choose to be, right? And it's just an amazing opportunity, right? So I'd like to know, is there a place that you feel kind of stuck in your morning mist? So maybe it's finances or focus, or maybe you've got a half-written launch email. What is it? Is there something that you've been wanting to bring forth into your world, but it's kind of been stuck a little bit? It's like, I don't have time, not right now. Let me do it later. Is there anything like that going on in your world? If you're like most of us, especially as an entrepreneur, yes. Right? So today, let clarity rise in you, because clarity helps us to know what the next task is. Clarity gives us more understanding of what we need in our world, in our body, in our heart, and our souls. It helps us um, to recognize what our boundaries are and to enforce those boundaries. Clarity is everything, right? Because you cannot, it's like your GPS, right? If you put your GPS on and you say, just take me somewhere, and you're really wanting to go to California, you may never get to California. You've got to be clear. You have to have clarity on what it is that you want. I just I've been putting more videos and things in my YouTube channel. So if you haven't gone to my YouTube channel recently, you definitely need to go check it out, because I've really been diving into adding a lot of content in there. And so there's these things that I'm calling a daily drop-in. And I don't know why I call them that, because sometimes I don't do it every day. But you can daily come in, because there's a lot of them in there now. So you can go in there every day and check one out. So the new one today was about love and finding love. And finding love doesn't necessarily mean a romantic partner. It could be finding love with yourself, loving who you are first. But if you have the idea that you would love to be able to treat yourself better, this will help too. And it also help you with love with a romantic partner as well. But it's just a little over 7 minutes, little hypnosis meditation kind of thing. And I've been having so much fun creating these. There's one for sleep. There's one for anxiety. There's so many different ones. And I'm just continuing to create those and put them in. So do me a solid and do yourself a favor and go check out my channel and like and subscribe. And anything that you watch that feels like, ooh, this feels good, share it out with someone, because I'm really wanting to grow my channel. And so I'm really pouring a lot into it right now. So there's a ton of free content on there, a ton. There are a few things that are unlisted because those are for sale, but you wouldn't even see those. But there's so much in there that, and I have a meditation series that is actually for sale. And I put a thing in the group about that, but it's amazing. It's all about calm place in the world and in your life. But I digress, because the thing that I want you to understand is that it's the clarity of what I decided I wanted to do that helped me to move into creating more of that content on YouTube, because I decided that one of the focuses I wanted to really pay attention to was my YouTube channel, because I thought, I'm playing with it, but I'm not really doing much with it. And so my friend Christine, she is a master at YouTube. And so she's helped me a little bit, and it is becoming a fun thing, but I wouldn't be there working on it if I hadn't gotten that clarity about what one of the things that I wanted to do. So I invite you to just tap into your clarity. Let it rise like the morning sun, like I said, effortless, warm, and undeniable. Right? So now I'm going to share the journal prompt. The journal prompt is, what part of my life is asking for light? And how can I gently offer it? Because we don't need to look at a part of our life and start condemning it because it's not as light as the rest of it. Now, And we could be talking about, your finances. We could be talking about your love life. We could be talking about your business. There's a lot of places that in our world, in our life, that are just different compartments, right? Our spirituality, our friendships, our um, our self-care. So there's a lot of different places, right? So what place in your life is asking for light? And I will say the place in my life that's asking for more light right now is my self-care, because I get so focused on doing this work and being here for you guys. And I'm a hairstylist as well. So then I have my hair salon, and I'm doing classes, and I'm teaching workshops, and I'm right. And who do I forget? Me. So it's like giving myself permission, my clarity, to put light on me, right? And I know you're probably at work, Lynn, and you might not be able to share, but is there a part of your life that right now needs a little bit of light shined on it, and because I'm doing all the things for all the places of my life, but the one that I have been neglecting just a touch more than I would like to lately is my self-care. And that means, taking more quiet walks in nature. And I do walk the dog several times a day, so I'm doing that some, right? But then it is, taking a nice warm bubble bath, sitting and giving myself permission to just read a book, my meditation, my physical activity, my workout, right? And I think that's the one I end up fluffing on sometimes, because it's like, well, I'm busy right now. I'll do that later. And then I don't do it. And so I'm really looking at where in my life where I'm shining my light now, right? So I've been shining it on my YouTube channel, and I'm loving that. And now I'm going to shine a little bit of light on my self-care. So where are you going to shine a little bit of light, right? So you can flip the light switch, right? You don't have to build a lighthouse. So what I would love to say is that there's tiny actions. So maybe you can just set a timer for 5 minutes and brainstorm some tiny actions. Maybe it's one brave boundary. Sometimes just one little thing just opens up for the whole grand masterpiece of your life. So it's micro moves that let the light shine on, right? So when it comes to my self-care, I believe my micro move today will be that I will take a longer walk with the dog. And then tonight, before I go to bed, I will have that bubble bath. And if I'm feeling it, I'll read some while I'm in the bath. I don't know, but that's going to be my micro move for today. So I would love to hear in the comments, what is your micro move, right? And then you can always share your shadowy spot. And then one way you'll offer in the light. And then that way we'll all be able to support you in that. And by putting it in there in the comments, we tend to follow through a little bit more. It keeps procrastination on its toes, right? So if we collectively witness what you're going to magnify, then you're more likely to follow through. So I will be doing that. I will be sharing mine in the comments too. So I want to ask you a question. When it comes to our life and our growth, a lot of times we're kind of hitting the snooze button. It's like, I don't want to worry about that today. I don't want to think about that today. I've got other things to do, right? But if clarity knocked on your door at 6 a.m. with coffee and said, hey, let's talk today, let's talk right now, would you let it in or would you hide under the covers? And there's no shame either way. There are times we don't want to shine a light on something because we don't know if we really want to see what's there. Or maybe it's that we don't want to not only not see what's there, but we don't want to deal with how we feel about what's there, right? But the thing is, when you can spot even a little bit of understanding about what's going on in your world. So if you're looking at it and there, there's a place you want to shine the light on. And for me, like I said, it's my self-care. Okay. I would say self-care for myself as well is lacking. These boundaries in my relationships that I am working toward. My micro move today is the boundary of meeting up with my guy for his grandson's baseball game and then dinner and home alone. Okay. Kudos for you. Yes. And go onto my YouTube channel and listen to this newest recording I put up. Like I said, it's only like 7.5 minutes, maybe. It's short, but I think it would be beneficial because you and I've talked. I think it would be beneficial to you. So I would love your input. So check it out. And what I'll try to do, if I can remember, when I get off here, I've got to get to work. But if I remember to, I'll throw the link in your messages. And so you can go straight to it. Okay. But I think it would help you. So listen to it before you go out. So the thing I want you to do is, like, we're talking about this, shining this light, right? And so we want to celebrate every time we do anything toward that light. Like, you've got a lot of stuff, amazing stuff right there. So celebrate that you're going to exercise that boundary, and celebrate that you're going to be working on your self-care. So I would say, figure out, just decide, make a decision on what you're going to do for self-care today. And that self-care could be that you go home alone. So that's a form of self-care too. Keeping those boundaries, that's self-care, right? That is a great question. Dealing with it is the issue. Why do we have to feel that way? Yeah, that's true. Very true. All right. So, like I said, celebrate the first ray that you put on things, not just high noon. Sometimes what we do is we don't notice those little micro moves that we make, right? We only want to celebrate the big ones because those are the ones that are more in our face. They're the ones that other people notice, right? So the thing is, progress isn't measured only at blinding noon, because the morning's first little ray of the pink, that counts big time. And it's actually the most beautiful part, right? And so if you think about it, every little micro move that you make is like the first blush of the sun coming out. It is the beautiful beginning of this magnificent sunshine day, right? So it's beautiful. And to be able to start recognizing that there's so much beauty in those micro moments, that first blush of the sunrise, that's what each one of those micro movements do. They begin to spark that little bit of pink, and then it gets to be the bright red and beautiful, right? So doesn't it feel good to think of wherever we're working in our life, even if we're working in all the places, but if we're going to work on one spot, right? That every little thing that we do is bringing the sunrise out. All right. So thank you for being here with me live. I so appreciate you. And for all those that are watching, I appreciate you as well. And if you're watching the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay and join in the conversation, because it is an amazing place to start recognizing those places of our life, right, that need a little bit of attention. So I'm going to go back to the affirmation. Today, I let clarity rise like the morning sun, effortless, warm, and undeniable. Put that on your index card, the screensaver on your phone, put it on your sticky notes, put it somewhere that today you are reminded that it's effortless, warm, and undeniable. You've got this. You've got this, right? And then, you're welcome, Lynn. You're welcome. And then our journal prompt: what part of my life is asking for light? And I don't know a soul. There's probably somebody out there. I don't know a soul that doesn't have one piece of their life that is not quite as bright and beautiful as the rest of it. And so this is not saying that there's a thing wrong with your life. It's just that we want to make sure that any place that's not quite as shiny and bright, that we look at it and we offer up a gentle way to let this gentle spark lead it to become just as bright as the rest of it, right? So make sure you get your notebook out, your journal out, put the date, the affirmation, the journal prompt, say them out loud with some emotion, set a timer for 10 minutes, and then tap into the silence. Because in that silence, there is so much gold and clarity, right? We're looking for clarity here. And so by having the silence where all you're doing is focusing on your breath, you're not keeping going and over and over and over what the questions are or anything like that. All you're doing is focusing on your breath. And as your mind starts to wander, which it will, we're human, right? We do not have a blank slate nowhere. But you can bring your focus back to your breath as soon as that chatter starts going on. And then when the timer goes off, just put pen to paper, and whatever shows up, just put it in there, right? So maybe there's more than one part of your life that's asking for light. And so write down each part, whatever the parts are, what's asking for light. And then you brainstorm, well, how can I gently offer some light there? How can I? What's my next step to just give it a little spark? A little bit of morning sunrise, right? One of those little micro movements. And if you've got more than one place, which most of us do, right? Look at them and just see, what is a micro movement that I can do for that one? What is a micro movement I can do for that one? And if you start doing that every day, looking at your world and your life and how you feel inside, and what am I needing right now? What do I need in my life? And then you take the time to figure out, to let that intuition, that God voice come forth and share with you. Delicious, right? Mwah. All right. So it's great to have you here. And I will see you on Friday. And my goal is to actually, on the days that I'm not going live, to still share an affirmation and journal prompt. I did one yesterday. And so I'm setting that as a goal. And I may pop in some of those times and do a live. I don't know. I'm just allowing myself to gently adjust all these things so that it supports me and it supports you at the same time. And just a quick reminder, tonight is the journaling party at 6 p.m. Eastern. Go into the events section and sign up so that you get the reminders, or at least set it on your calendar. And it's going to be really, really fun. We enjoyed it last time. It's on Zoom, so there'll be people on the screen. I'll share music, and I've got some journal prompts for you, but it's really, really cool. And then also, I shared in the group yesterday that I wanted to say thank you to everybody in this group for being here. And I I don't. mm, I offered a special as a thank you for all you guys. So you can buy a purchase, 2 hypnosis sessions for $350. And you can use those for anything you want. You can use them anytime you want. And I will say, I've had some people that over time have bought in like a series of hypnosis sessions, and then they use them like once a month. I've got one that he uses them like he says, like it takes a couple of months, and then suddenly it's like, oh, I think I need this. And so then he says, okay, I'm ready to do my next session. And so you get to use them however that supports you. And I just wanted to share in the group and give you an opportunity to get some hypnosis sessions if that's what you're wanting to do. And I may do like a little mini workshop of explaining a little bit more about what hypnosis is and how it affects you and what you do, and give you a demonstration. I'm not sure, but that might be helpful for people who have not experienced hypnosis before. So just keep watching. I'm pouring in as much as I can. And if it feels like that's something that you would like to do, is to get the 2 hypnosis sessions for $350, then it's pinned in the comments, and there's a link in there so that you can go ahead and take advantage of that, because it's only good until tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. And so make sure, if that's something you're interested in, you go ahead and make the investment in yourself. And then as soon as I get the notification that you have made that investment, then I'll send you an email with the next steps. And I'm just so grateful and happy to be part of your world. And this is a special thank you, because my sessions are normally $300. I had said I was going to go up to $350, but right now they're $300. And so you're actually getting 2 sessions for $350. All right. So have an amazing day, letting the light shine into your world. And I'll see you tonight at the journaling party. Whenever I see you, I appreciate you tremendously.